Hello. My name is Michelle. I am 51 years old and I have been retired a little over a year. And because of that, of course, I've had a decrease in my income. So I've had to get super serious about my money. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. Thank you for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, I hope you'll stay and subscribe. Or a new viewer, I guess I should say. If you look in the back, if you've been following my videos for a minute, you see I'm so excited. I got my little border around my wall hanging, and I got my little fairy lights, aka white Christmas lights. Love them. Okay, so I have this old school way, y'all. It is work. Oh my gosh, it is so working. So I had to just go back to like for real paper pencil. So I got me a composition notebook, kind of an ode to my teacher self. And then what I've been doing is this, which is using the highlighter method, meaning at the end of every evening, I'll record my spending. And how I've been keeping this kind of consistent is I decided to anchor it to something I already do. I'm really good at like habits and routines and stuff. And so I found that if you're trying to create a new habit, then you need to just attach it. I think it's called habit stacking. So you just need to attach it to something you're already doing. So in my case, 9 times out of 10, I'm washing dishes every evening for the most part. And so I decided, well, I would track my spending once I finished washing dishes. So that would kind of be like my part of my evening routine. It has worked wonders. Okay. So this tracking period is this is week 2 of July. And so this is from Friday, July 10th to Thursday, July 16th. I track from Friday to Thursday because I find that if I'm going to overspend, it's usually on the weekend. Also, I've found that I just feel like it kind of helps me kind of go into the weekend being a little bit more intentional. And the way I spend money is 2 ways. I use a debit card and I also use cash. I really don't use a whole lot of cash, but some of my hobbies are more cash based. Like I love the casino. I love getting massages, although I haven't really gotten one lately, but like pedicure, some of that stuff, like, you just got to do in cash. But my day-to-day spending has definitely been on my debit card, and I have an account just for spending. So this is not connected to my bill account at all. That also has helped dramatically, because in that way you don't have to kind of keep track as much, because like you don't have to worry about overdrafting or anything, because this pot of money is for one specific thing, which is just your daily living. All right, so here are my totals. So every week I try to stay under $200. For fuel, $20.17. Every week I just put $20 in my car, or $25, and see how far it can get me. So far it's been working. It gets me to the following Friday. Food is $74.52. Household is $3.35. Office supplies is $1.25. And hobbies was $4.29. Health and wellness was $39.84. And I'm very excited because I have been trying to be way more intentional with hobbies and wellness, because I feel like I've spent so much of my life just focused on like goals and productivity and, efficiency and achievement and all that. And I really, in this retirement, want to enjoy like actually living. So I'm so glad that like every week I am spending a little money on my hobbies and wellness. And wellness covers like a variety of things. So that's like from my incense to my candles to, eventually it'll be massages, things like that, cool lotions, anything that I just feel like would help, just me continue to live my cozy life, because that is the goal. I started tracking my no spend days. So excited, y'all. How about I had four no spend days, which is amazing. And it wasn't even intentional. It's just, I'm on the West Coast. It's hot as Hades out here. And so like just to be out and about running errands or even just leaving the house, you really need a really, really good reason, because it's just so hot. And so the total for the week was $143.42. So I came in under budget. Super happy about that. I said in August, what I want to start doing is really looking at like what are my weekly categories and then what are more so like sinking fund categories, meaning I may spend it, a couple times a month or a couple times a year. And so based on at least the last few weeks, I'm finding that clearly food is, definitely weekly. Dining out is definitely weekly. Hobbies is weekly, and health and wellness is weekly. Office supplies is weekly right now, but I'm thinking in August, I'm going to move office supplies into my business. I have two businesses that help me supplement my pension. So the first one is a real estate business. So I'm an out-of-state investor and I'm a landlord / property manager. I have two properties. One, we're doing the rent by the room model. The other one is not up and running yet, but it will be a duplex with 1-bedroom apartments. And those will probably be Section 8. And I'm giving myself about 3-ish years to finish that project, meaning if I can get one apartment up and running over the next 3 years, I'll be super excited. Because my big goal is that I will not have to do any supplemental work after 55. So that gives me 4 years to get my real estate business profitable and then actually in a position that it can pay me. So that way I don't have to do any supplemental work to fill in the gap for my pension and also to just kind of, be able to travel and do some of my more expensive hobbies. My second business is a teacher pay teacher store. I make materials primarily 6 through 12, really with a concentration on middle school 6 through 8th. I've taught K-12. My focus is literacy. And I found that that's kind of the sweet spot for me because that way, if you have kids in 4th and 5th grade who are advanced, they could use the materials. And of course, middle schoolers, if you're on grade level, you can use the materials. And then if you're in high school and you need some extra practice, you can also use the material. So I feel like 6 through 8 is my sweet spot. So I also have the TPT store. TPT store, though, is definitely, it would qualify as like a side hustle. Like I don't spend a lot of time and energy on that. Certain times of the month, like I'm updating, the product listings and things like that. But overall, I don't spend a lot of time on that because I just realized that while some people have been able to turn that into like a business that brings in thousands of dollars, because I have my real estate, I just know that that's a better investment of my time because once the duplex is up and rented, then I have that rental income. Whereas with TPT, it's, I think some people have found, a way to market it and things like that. But I like to keep that more as a side hustle just because I like creating curriculum materials. So for right now, neither one of my businesses are profitable, which means every month I'm doing a lot of owner investments. So my goal, especially over the next year, is to really get my business profitable. Because like right now, like my YouTube channel is not monetized, and I'm envisioning that YouTube is probably going to be very similar to like TPT once it is monetized. Like I'll probably, just be able to do like one video a month and still keep everybody up to date with my tracking my spending. Eventually I will be starting paying back debt, but right now I just had to pause that because I was like, I got to figure out my money first because I do want to make sure that once I pay off the debt, I'm never in it again. And I feel like the way to really increase that probability is to have a really strong handle on my personal spending and, sinking funds and saving up for stuff and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're learning some stuff. If you have some tips, tricks, anything, please let me know. But just stay encouraged because I swear, like this process, once you get your process going, it makes it so much simpler. Like what used to take me 30, 40 minutes to figure out literally now is like under 10 minutes, like just recording my spending every day. I have a little folder in it's a little Ziploc bag in my purse where I just immediately put my receipts. And I have found that is really, really helping. I also use a banking app. Well, actually it's not a banking app. It's it's just an app. It's called Spending Tracker. I'll put it right here. And that's how I'm tracking my spending so that I can kind of keep up with my weekly money, because the account I'm spending from always has, a little bit of a cushion in it. So you can't quite use that as like your gauge of how much you have left. So thank you as always for watching, and until later, be grateful. Bye bye.